وجودكم، ويعني خلينا معلش تحملونا شوي بس من التأخير مش منا. فبعد ربع ساعة هنبلش احنا البرزنتيشن ونرحب بكم مرة ثانية. أهلا وسهلا.
Greater global competition, expectations for sustainability, and an increasing focus among owners to maximize their return on investment, the building industry faces an array of challenges which must be met by everyone involved in the design, construction, and operations of a building. To address this, firms around the world are employing information modeling to design and construct buildings.
BIM brings benefits to all parties in the building life. For the designer, it affords more time in the concept stage to resolve a great design, because less time is needed in document production. For the constructor, it resolves issues in 3D, 4D and 5D virtually in advance of going to site. And for the owner, it reduces the project timeline.
London's building community has been increasing its adoption of information modeling, exemplifying the United Kingdom's commitment to infrastructure development as a key driver of long-term economic growth. For example, with the design of St. Mary's Axe and the development of the Crossrail project.
At the point we were designing 30 St. Mary Axe, there were very few computational design tools available to us. However, we were intent on pushing the boundaries further as always. This led us to evolving a set of processes and prototype tools that ultimately, working with Bentley, led to the production of generative components.
And of course, it's not just on the skyline. It's also beneath London that this technology is being deployed, with the whole of the £16 billion Crossrail project adopting BIM throughout its development. The UK government's drive for improved efficiency and value from the UK construction sector, with a goal of reducing costs by up to 20% by 2016, is promoting the adoption of BIM as a process, improving procurement and collaboration practices. The Crossrail project is a great example of this in action. And since BIM came on the horizon, they are now focused on improving collaboration and integrated design workflows, leading Bentley to develop a single integrated design application, AECOsim Building Designer. We believe that BIM will have a profound effect on the construction industry. For our products, the next generation of design will have the benefit of the use of technology such as Bentley's iModel. It offers the potential of being a currency for information sharing in a BIM workflow. And Bentley ProjectWise, which is the only project collaboration and engineering information management software that has been developed specifically for the design and construction of architecture, engineering, construction and operations of infrastructure projects.
Bentley's fully integrated multidisciplinary portfolio of products provides an informed work environment to support the design, documentation, and simulation process in all phases of the project, from conceptual design and construction documentation through coordination and construction to achieve building success.
We're only at the beginning of our BIM journey.
These inspiring buildings, like the ones shown here in London, showcase excellence in the design, construction, and operations of buildings. To see more inspiring buildings from around the world, visit www.bentley.com/year-in-infrastructure. And to learn how Bentley users are achieving building success, visit www.bentley.com/building-success.
If you look behind nearly every major engineering feat in the last few decades, you'll find Bentley, because we've been part of a team that has tackled some of the biggest engineering challenges the world has ever seen. Take, for example, Crossrail, Europe's largest construction project with over 10,000 people working across 40 construction sites. Or the Hoover Dam Bypass. This nearly 2,000-foot-long bridge soars 890 feet above the Colorado River and is powered by BIM and Bentley. The Panama Canal, long known as an engineering marvel, is currently under expansion and will double capacity to allow larger ships to move products globally. And what do all of these incredibly challenging engineering projects have in common? They all began with a model. the ability to see it before it's real, make decisions earlier in the design process, and improve ROI on every project. It's comprehensive BIM from Bentley, the foundation of the most innovative projects across the globe. In today's world, BIM is not an expectation, it's a requirement. At Bentley, we know that trusting the data is critical to a project's success. By combining an intelligent 3D model with proven collaboration software, Bentley allows users to deliver the right content to the right audience in the right form. Whether it's for roads, bridges, rail, transit, or hydrology, we help users share data throughout the project's lifecycle. Regardless of the software that's being used, Bentley brings it all together with BIM. We make it easy for users to produce intelligent 3D and 4D models so that your team can make meaningful decisions. With just a few clicks of the mouse, Design Time Visualization allows users to easily move from the 3D model to driving along the corridor, so you can ensure your designs perform as expected. At Bentley, we also understand that mobility is key. That's why we created iModels, or containers for 2D and 3D geometry and business data that allow users to easily share information with those in the field. Hypermodels enable everyone in the project to understand and interact with the designs, and is another example of keeping everyone connected. By using Bentley and BIM, users can optimize design performance, reduce design errors, and provide 3D deliverables that accelerate project delivery. Because together, we can conquer engineering challenges and create projects that inspire.
نعرفكم على شركة وارا بي ام بي. احنا شركة أسسنا في 2008 2008 and headquartered in Amman, Jordan, with branch offices in Kingdom Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Turkey, and Iraq. Wara PLB, Project Management Professionals, is a professional service organization providing 5D project management and support services to the building, design, and construction industries in the Middle East and North African countries. We serve clients in the private sector and the public sector. We introduce in our work, we introduce new efficiencies into the building and infrastructure design and construction projects, which are proven to reduce project cost by up to 5% and reduce schedule duration by 10-15% without increasing risk. Our team is comprised of the world's most experienced group of virtual construction professionals. Through our strategic partners and partnerships, we can access an additional 200 plus construction professionals, giving one of the largest BIM support network in this area. We consider ourselves the leading experts in MENA region to implement and support 3D BIM, building information modeling, 4D model-based project schedule and production control, 5D model-based project cost control. We are the right choice for you, hopefully. Our locations, we are, as I said, headquartered in Amman, Jordan. We have offices. This event we made in the occasion of opening our office in Kuwait, Wara PNB Kuwait. And we have an office in Riyadh, and an office and partners in Erbil, Iraq, and Istanbul, Turkey. Our technology partners, which support the BIM, of course, the leading company is Bentley, and the other company which provides the 4D and 5D is AECOsoftware, Trembel AECOsoftware, And we can provide softwares which some people like to work in the 2D. We have the G-Star soft, which is AutoCAD, but with more efficient and more advanced tools. While BNP Kuwait partner is Al-Ajmi Al-Ahliya company. We are in partnership with them in BNP Kuwait. Plus, as we provide training, we have signed contracts with Jordanian University, Philadelphia University, and Al-Ahliya Amman University. They started to put our systems in their curriculum, educational, in the engineering college, and we do training with them, training courses with the diploma certificates approved from the Ministry of Higher Education in Jordan. And now we are doing some kind of agreement with Kuwait University to do the same courses. Plus, the University of Petroleum in Saudi Arabia is already implementing the scheduling 4D in their curriculum. Now, what are the barriers of achieving information modeling return on investment? This is important because as building industry is making the transition to 3D, everybody. Now, in each country, in the Middle East, now they start to want to implement the building information modeling to improve design quality and performance while saving time and minimize errors, which is this is an issue actually in most of the projects. All designs are lacking of transparency actually, because and then you will face problems in the projects while executing the projects, and then you'll have a dispute with the client, POs, waste of time and so on. However, many organizations are not achieving the returns they had hoped for due to the technical limitations and workflow restrictions that many software tools available in the market impose, including greater risk of miscommunication due to inefficient collaboration and unreliable deliverables, higher costs from exhausting hardware and long-term training and support requirements, restrictive design environment limiting the scale and complexity of projects that can be modeled, and increased errors due to required translations, manual re-entry, and inability to integrate relevant data. Design environment providing tools that deliver strictness in analysis and simulation. So, maximizing the return on investment in information modeling requires software that eliminates barriers and streamlines workflow through a unified design environment, providing tools that deliver rigor in analysis and simulation. So here we come with our software AECOsim Building Designer, which uniquely provides a comprehensive set of capabilities in a single unified environment in order to effectively design, construct, document, and visualize buildings for any size, form, and complexity. It enables multidisciplinary building team to integrate disciplines, there's advanced tools, a shared library of building components, and inherently interoperable workflows are delivered into one single unified design environment for multidisciplinary building teams. So here the solution. Simulate buildings, information modeling tools specially suited for buildings empower users to make informed design decisions and to effectively communicate design intent from the design phase through construction. model anything. Advanced capabilities provide total modeling freedom, regardless of geometry or project scale, to create virtually any form, size, and complexity. Collaborate efficiency. Distributed teams of any size can work on models simultaneously, regardless of geographic location, to enable an integrated project delivery. This is, of course, a video which I already showed you. So we go to the other one. Also, this is a video which we showed you. I don't want to waste your time. So we at Wara PMD Kuwait, we are heading for a passion for excellence. I will leave the mic now for my colleague, Mr. Ahmed, to Mr. Muhammad Akkad, to do his presentation about the challenges and concept of BEM. Here you go.
Good morning. My name is Mohammed Akkad. I'm the Service Director for Bentley Professional Services, responsible for the building industry in Europe, Middle East, and Africa region. In my presentation today, I'll try to explain the BEM concept and the challenges we face in implementing BEM in any organization. I'll go through the agenda. We have our Bentley vision for BEM concept and challenges. I'll make a quick overview about Bentley system. Then we'll go through the concept, challenges, and the best practices for implementing BEM. Since our founding in 1984, Bentley has built a portfolio of solutions and products that is unique in its breadth and depth. Bentley became the global leader in engineering software for information modeling to support intelligent infrastructure for each of road, rail, bridges, water systems, structural analysis, processes, plant operations, generative design, 3D, city GIS, construction simulation, and energy modeling. In addition to the collaboration server for project work sharing and infrastructure assets operations. Bentley users are in around 170 countries around the world. We are around 4,000 colleagues located in almost more than 45 countries. Finally, Bentley offers comprehensive software solutions for the entire infrastructure lifecycle. Bentley's broad range of solutions are each designed around specific infrastructure type. As you can see in the slide here, it covers the range from bridges, buildings, utilities, oil and gas, roads, rail and transport. So we have a wide range of solutions for specific type of infrastructure. The BEM concept. Before I start with the concept, I would like to have a brief history of transportation for the evolution of architectural and engineering tools. Drafting and construction documents were invented to help master builders describe their designs to more people than they could do personally. Just like the wheel were allowed the man to carry more than he could do on his own. In late 80s, early 90s, the CAD system invented to allow us to respond to produce drawings faster and easier and respond to changes with greater speed. Just like the horse and wagon allowed us to carry bigger loads and move faster. Recently, we began to let our tools take on a bigger part of our work. So them bring us a new set of tools to us, which allow us to respond even faster to the changes. But it has to be implemented and used in a right way. So what do you think of this? Would this work, considering that the horse is responding or is representing the CAD system, and the car is representing the BIM solutions or BIM tools? I would say, and from experience, this is not better. Applying the 2D CAD drafting procedures, workflows, and standards to BIM project is like hitching a horse to a car, which will quickly fail. If we do this, it will quickly followed by a lot of complaints that BIM solution or BIM tools is not effective. So what's BIM? We are all familiar with BIM term, and we hear a lot of definition about BIM. But what does BIM mean, and what does it stand for? Basically, it means different things for different people. If you are an architect, it means one thing, and if you are a contractor, it will mean something different for you. So this quote, in my personal view, is the most clear and concise definition. It's also very simple. We need to note here that it refers to process, managing, and life cycle. These three aspects are very important topics when considering what BIM is really about. So BIM is a process which goes far beyond switching to a new software. It requires changes to the definition of the traditional architectural phases and more data sharing than most architects and engineers are used to. So it's a process and it's data sharing. These are two aspects that are really important for a successful BIM implementation. In our view, the M in BIM has different meaning. Yes, modeling of information is an important activity, especially during the design phase. But it also should refer to another really important activity, which is essential to any given project, such as management and mobility. So many people I've talked to in the last few years, they believe that if they install a desktop product which creates 3D models, they have successfully implemented BIM. Well, I can tell you from experience, that's not BIM. I've seen many companies follow this approach and fail. They fall into the trap assuming that the product, which can be quickly installed and their user require little or no training, is the right tool for them. But they usually later find out that the desktop application or desktop tool are exactly that, a tool for a desktop. So then, is a process. So for a successful BIM implementation, what's need to be established first is the process within your organization. The workflow between the consultants and contractors, and ownership of the information. Let me mention the BS 1192 as an example. It defines the data structure, naming conventions, symbology definition, and layering approach. And without this structure, any BIM implementation will not work. So the secret to successful BIM implementation is about communication of information. So change is necessary for BIM implementation. And in order to a successful BIM implementation, change in the industry is necessary. The entire project team need to embrace BIM as a process and agree what that process is and how it should be implemented. So let's see how it works and why we need to do what we need to change. requirements. So what happened is that the conceptual design was created and then passed into the next person for detailing. So what is the first thing that person does? Usually, he remeasures and redraw with his own interpretation of what they believe is correct. So when the information is passed into the next person, let's say the structural engineer, they do the same. They redraw in their own systems and their interpretation. So every time this happens, the information content drifts apart and error are certainly built in. So moving from a phase to another, in each phase we move to, we lose part of the content and part of the project information. So the idea of them is to be able to pass the information on along the process, ultimately to the owner as a set of as-built information. And to achieve this, two things need to happen. The industry needs to change the way it operates, and the software has to be able to read each other. So the software today can deal with interoperability smoothly, and it's not a technical issue anymore. It is, as I have already said, it's a process issue. So integrated project delivery, IPD. What does the IPD mean? It's the early contribution of expertise and knowledge through the utilization of a new technology, which will expand the value they provide throughout the project lifecycle. What does that mean? So this graph, which shows the application of design effort over the time. The blue line shows the traditional design approach. The majority of outputs by the design team occur during the construction documentation phase. The green line indicates the ability of the project team to control costs, and the yellow dotted line indicates the cost of change over time. So in simple terms, the later you leave change, the more expensive it becomes. So this graph shows that when the most design effort is being applied to the project, the ability to control the cost is low, and the cost of design change is increasing. Using the same approach, or using the IPD approach. So we do shift in the design effort. The IPD approach, documentation is created in earlier phase when the ability to control cost is much greater and the cost of change is much lower. So the upfront work is sometimes called the value management. So this is the IPD approach, where we need to focus on the design phase where we can control the cost of change rather than put all the documentation or all the team effort in the documentation phase, which the cost of change will be very high. So the building in BIM